All right, you guys, let's get straight into this video. Just wanted to do a quick government risk disclaimer, letting you guys know that trading is risky. You can lose a lot of your money, if not all of your money trading. The information that you're going to get from this video, it is for entertainment purposes only and education purposes only. All right. So let's get straight into this video, you guys. Today I'm going to be going over the price action from today, right? Friday, July 18th, 2025. Let's go right into the daily time frame, you guys. I want this video to be nice and clean. I don't want to spend too much time wasting talking about things that don't really matter, right? So we got our daily bias. You know, these are areas of liquidity that we're looking for on a daily time frame. This is the daily time frame. But we're going to be focusing on this previous day more than anything else, right? Remember, I always tell you guys, focus on that previous day when you're trying to get your daily bias, right? Then I say, what? Did it break out the top? Did it break out the bottom? It broke out the top first, right? Because this is today's candle, right? So let me widen this up for everybody. All right, let's zoom in. So now we're kind of like looking at today's price action, right? We broke out the top of this candle, this green candle, because this is today, right? So we broke out the top. That was we've already identified that. Now we can start to drop down into our lower time frames, like the 4 hour, right? If I go into my 4 hour chart and I don't really see much, I just keep going, just keep dropping down, right? So right now I don't really see too much on my 4 hour besides, we do have a swing low right here. So I would drop my fib up like this, but we don't really have a swing high to attach it to just yet. So that's why I said I don't really see anything on my 4 hour, right? This 4 hour candle hasn't closed yet, but if we was to use this swing high right here, our yellow line right here, where this is our 50% level, would have been right below here, right? So we can maybe anticipate that the market is going to want to close maybe above this 50% level, right? We'll have to wait and see. Then I drop down into my 1 hour time frame. Let me see what the 1 hour is giving me. All right. So you guys see I had this 1 hour zone right here on my chart. It's fair value gap. Now this came from pretty much doing the same thing. As you can see, it looks a lot cleaner on a 1 hour time frame. We actually do have a swing high on a 1 hour time frame. So I'm going to go put my Fibonacci tool from swing low to swing high. Remember, always go left to right when you're using the Fibonacci tool. Always go from left to right. And then you guys can see right there, boom, we came below this 1 hour fair value gap, touched into that, and then we had a reaction, right? So that is where price is currently at. Now I'm going to take you guys into the morning session because right now we're almost in the afternoon session right now, right? I'm going to take you guys into the morning session really fast and show you guys the trade that I took this morning and how I was able to find my liquidity zones and, pretty much frame a pretty good trade. All right. So let's go to the 9:29 candle right before the market opened. In fact, let's just put it on 9:25 today because I want you guys to be able to see this price action, right? So 9:25, as you guys can see, the market was beginning to open right up in here. All right. This candle right here where this big wick is at. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's the 9:28. Let me zoom in. Zoom in a little bit. Remember, we're on a 1 minute time frame right now. So as you guys can see, even before the market opened, we wicked, took this liquidity, this daily high, right? We wicked up, took that liquidity, and then we dropped down right here, this big wick. I always tell you guys, pay attention to the wicks, especially when it's a really big wick like this. Even if it's on a 1 minute time frame, just pay attention to it, right? Obviously, the 4 hour and the 1 hour wicks are going to be much more powerful, much more respected, but pay attention to the smaller ones as well, right? So I measured this out, this wick right here. You see, we touched the midpoint of that wick right there. That's like a rejection block. And then price started to come down. So once I seen this happen in price, I was looking for the market to start to sell off, right? Now, not only was I looking for the price to continue to go down because of price action, but I was also looking because of my daily bias, right? We had already broken out the top. I know we're in a bullish market, right? But I also know that price may need to retrace. I don't think it's going to break below yesterday's previous low, but I do believe that we can maybe go down and find some intermediate liquidity for us to run out, right? And what I mean by intermediate, let's like time frames like the 15-minute, the 30-minute, sometimes even the hour time frame is where you can find some really good intermediate liquidity, right? And what do I mean by that? Well, if we go into the 15-minute chart, let's go into the 15-minute chart right here. All right, 15-minute. I'm gonna click that. Now you guys can see. Now you guys can see where I had my little liquidity zones at, right? I had this little low right here marked out. These were almost relative equal lows. I had a low up here and I had a low up here that was marked out. So I'm knowing that at the bare minimum, the market is going to want to go up and take out, you know, this low. I mean, I'm sorry, go down. It's going to want to go down and take out this low at the bare minimum. Then I'll also have my gap from the 1 hour time frame, right? Before price would have ever even came into this gap, we would have already seen that from the 1 hour time frame. So we know price could also want to come down into this gap, right? And if you guys look at how many points that is, that's a nice little, I would say from 23 to 80. That's a nice 100 points, right? So the trade that I took was pretty much that. I scalped it, I'm going to show you guys where I was getting in. I'm going to show you guys where I was getting out. Okay. Now, I will be honest. The first time I got in, like about, I think it was, actually, yeah, it was about right here. I took an entry about right up in here. It wasn't a really good entry, but I like to scale into my trades anyway. And when the market first opened, it started to come down. And I didn't know if it was going to just blast through there right away and just take it. And I didn't want to miss out. So I got into my first trade with like 6 micros. And then as we came up here to hit the midpoint of this wick, right, I waited because I didn't know if the market was going to want to just continue to blow through this or not. So I waited. I already had 6 micros. I was in some down draw. But then when we started to come back, that's when I added to the trade. And I pretty much got out like right here on this sweep right here. Right, I got out in this box right here. So just imagine how much of a scalp that was versus, how far it went down. So I probably missed out on a good almost 100 points pretty much. But as you guys can see, I still had a green day. I made about 890 or something like that. You can go see on my community tab in my FunderPro account. So we're pretty much almost literally like break even on FunderPro. I think we might be down maybe 200 or 300 on FunderPro right now. And then on my Tradeify account, I'm up about almost 2K on that account. Y'all remember I told y'all last Friday I crashed out. I could have been up probably like 6K on Tradeify, 6 or 7K on Tradeify already. But, just had a long day last Friday. Things happen. It's all a part of the game. We bounced back this week and everything is looking good. So that was pretty much the trade, you guys. That was how I found my liquidity on a 15-minute. I also found a gap on a 1 hour that was going to pull price in. I just didn't execute the way I wanted to on this trade, to be honest with you, because just pay attention as well, you guys, how, I'm getting out right here because this candle right here, it was struggling to get below this low. And so I would just close it. I didn't want to, risk bouncing back and forth. I didn't really know what was going to happen. Then the market broke below. And then, maybe I could have got a little bit more money, but, even if I would have waited, as soon as we broke below, I probably would have been selling. Because as you guys can see, these liquidity zones that I had marked out on a chart, notice how every time the price gets close to this liquidity area, it don't really touch it, right? Like, let's zoom into it. Yeah, let's zoom into that. Notice how it's not really touching it. So it's playing around. You know where it wants to go, but it wants to play around and freak people out. Even this wick right here was made to freak people out, right? But, theoretically, once we run past these daily highs right here, we shouldn't be going back up here again, right? So notice how every time we make a swing high, it's respected, right? So this swing high, it never broke back above this swing high. And then this swing high right here as well, never broke back above that one. And the same with this swing high and the same with this swing high. But it was made like this to freak people out and fake people out of their positions. That's why when I got my first touch into this zone, I just took profits. And I even thought I was going for a walk because, me and my girlfriend, we go for walks in the morning and then we go exercise in the morning as well. So I was going for a walk and I was like, man, I probably could take this again, but I didn't want to be greedy. It's Friday and I pretty much traumatized from crashing out from last week. So I was like, it's been a long week. I'm feeling a little burnt out. So I'll just take my profits and be done. But surely could have got back in this trade right here and, waited for it to hit my areas of interest, right? This liquidity and this, I don't know if I would have been patient enough to wait for this area right here. But if I did, I probably would have made a lot more. So I'm not really sweating it. I'm going to get better with holding my trades over time, but right now I'm just trying to get my accounts back into the safe zone. When you're doing this prop firm business, it can get tough. So last Friday, I lost almost 5% in one day. So this week I was more so focused on just getting that back, and I pretty much recovered all of it. Pretty much recovered all of that. I lost about 9,200 last Friday. And this week I made back 8,000. So, I was able to get that, get going in the right direction. Then Tradeify, same thing. I was up going into Friday. I was up almost about 2K or something like that. I made about 640 before I crashed out last Friday. And so I was up about 2,500 on my Tradeify account. And then I crashed out on that account as well. Took like a $3,900 loss. And it was horrible. It was painful. But just feels good to be able to crawl back this week and just get back on the right track and get things going. And then right now, you guys can see there's a there's an afternoon run on liquidity up here. Look like price wants to run some liquidity out. If we put a Fibonacci, you can see we already went really deep. Let's go to the 5-minute. Before we close out of here, you guys, just want to see what's going on with the market. We're inside of a little bit of a gap right here. Okay, so we right above the 50%. We went right above the 50%. Had a little bit of a reaction right there, but I'm done for the day, you guys. It's 12:04. The market is still moving. I'm done. Just wanted to show you guys what's currently going on. Just wanted to give y'all a quick breakdown on the trade that I took today. So peace out, you guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure y'all drop a like and check out some of those links in the description below. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.